a lot of y'all have been asking, especially newer subscribers, okay, I see something is up. I see something is wrong. What do I do? And I've said, one thing you could do is file reports. You could file complaints. You could make public records requests. But there is something else that y'all can do. I think it's the only possible way to actually move the needle here, actually get justice for Amanda Rabb, actually perhaps help Dahlia and Dia out of their situations, and actually get to the bottom of the situation through investigations. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. How are you doing this fine Sunday? Whoever knows what day of the week it is. So my most recent video was a little bit of a rundown of the Amanda Rabb missing twins, Bam Margera, Lima Jevremovic, transhumanism, virtual reality story. The videos before that were the two angles of body camera footage that I did receive that did show one of those missing twins in a police interaction in an apartment in Tulsa, Oklahoma in December 2022. So as y'all know, I have been working on this story for, July, for almost a year and a half. And one of the biggest challenges with this story is just distilling it. There's literally 3 different stories going on, and then Lima is the central spoke of the story. One story is Bam Margera's conservatorship. Another story is the Amanda Rabb story and the fact that Lima did take over Amanda's life and health care in order to give her an experimental treatment. And Amanda Rabb, as you know, did not survive the treatment. She passed away in the treatment center, in the ARA treatment center. And then Lima lied about how Amanda died, and she never really gave a good explanation for that. The third story in this whole saga has to do with Lima's sisters, who are twins. They're younger than her. They seem to have been actually more talented than her. They seem to have actually been better at getting jobs in Hollywood than her. And that was kind of Lima's first test case, if you will. She tried all these tactics out on her sisters first, and then she went on to Soft White Underbelly with Mark Leta and told everybody, hey, I want to help you do what I did for my sisters. Basically, there's 3 huge components to this story. One has to do with Bam, one has to do with Amanda Rabb, and the other has to do with these missing twins. Now, I've been covering all facets of the story in turn as they come up, and recently I finally was able to kind of put together what I consider to be the highlights of the story and sent a letter to report Dahlia, the missing twin, to report her allegations of sex trafficking. So yesterday, I started over on Amanda Rabb's playlist on Soft White Underbelly all over again. I started all the way over. Haven't watched those videos in full in order since probably March of last year. So I did start them over again. And a lot of the stuff that Amanda was saying was frightening and alarming. When I watched them the first time, I didn't have as much context. I didn't have as much information as I do today. And Amanda, as I mentioned, is unfortunately no longer with us. But Dahlia and Dia still seem to be. Bam still seems to be. Lima Jevremovic was at court with Bam last week, like 3 days ago. And she wasn't with Bam. No. She was with his family, who are the people who are testifying as witnesses against Bam and against his freedom.
Yeah, I wasn't getting no warm and fuzzies from her.
She wanted to extend my...
Well, how'd you meet her? They just shoved you with her?
Nikki and her brother Warren wound up getting her out of nowhere. I didn't even meet her. She became my guardian. Never met her.
Now, listen, as I always say, if Bam committed a crime, then he should deal with the criminal justice system. Bam cannot commit crimes. Nobody can commit crimes and just get away with it just because they're famous or just because they're mentally ill or whatever. So this all brings me to the point of today's video. I was just sitting there yesterday listening to Amanda talk about some of the same things that Dahlia accused her and Lima's mother of doing to her, including, stalking and stuff like that. Amanda was saying the same stuff was happening to her on Skid Row.
Any problems with that?
No. I have a little issue. I think that he's doing stuff to my food. I think that he's spitting in my food. So that's the issue that we have right now. I don't know what he's doing to my food, but we got to talk about it and hash it out for sure.
Tell me about your family. You grew up with both of your parents?
Yeah, I grew up with my auntie and uncle. They took me in because I was with my dad. He turned out to be a molester, so his wife left him. I stayed with my father He turned out to be a molester, so I just walked the streets day and night, prostituting and smoking. So I'm being controlled. So people that control me get frustrated when I'm comfortable. So they orthodox him with technology where they control other people to beat me up.
When I watched Amanda's videos the first time, I was listening to her. But yesterday, when I was watching those videos, having the newfound information that I do have, it just made it so much clearer that I don't think almost any of what Amanda was saying is probably a delusion. I don't think that at all. But it doesn't matter what I think. As usual, it matters what we the people think. It matters what everyone thinks. I don't know because I wasn't there. I wasn't there and I don't know. Maybe every damn thing Amanda Rabb ever said was a delusion. Who knows? But another thing happened yesterday as well. Someone alerted me to the fact that there is a documentary apparently in the works about this case. And I found it very interesting because, let me see if I can pull that picture up. So it says we're developing a series about the controversial guardian of Bam Margera, Lima Jevremovic, and the Free Bam movement, where we'll provide exclusive interviews from Bam's family, Lima herself, and Jackass co-stars such as Steve-O. So they're making a documentary about the Free Bam movement. This article was posted last month, and nobody bothered to reach out to the founder and the leader of the Free Bam movement. How'd that work? How does that work? How do you make a documentary about something? You don't bother to reach out to the person. And before y'all say, well, BJ, you didn't bother to reach out to anybody. Yes, I did. I reached out to Adam22 when he interviewed Lima before I started making videos about him. I reached out to Mark later when I first found this stuff out to try and let him know what I had found in those autopsy results. Namely, Lima lied and said that Amanda Rabb's cause of death was marked as a seizure disorder. It was not marked as a seizure disorder. It was marked as cardiac arrhythmia. And in fact, there was no mention of a seizure disorder anywhere on that autopsy report. So Lima gets on a video, autopsy results -Amanda, and says that the cause of death was marked as a seizure disorder on the autopsy results. And that wasn't true. I reached out to Mark Layton. I told him that. He never responded to me. So when I see this over here, we're developing a series, not just one documentary, they're developing a series and they're interviewing only people with one perspective, people who only have one side. I'm telling you, I'm here to tell y'all right now, these people did not reach out to me about this documentary before deciding to develop a series. And then that led me to the obvious conclusion. Think about it. How do you know about Lima? The only way that you could possibly know how she's controversial and she's the controversial guardian of Bam Margera, the only possible way to know that is either Lima approached them herself with perhaps a checkbook and said, I need you to develop a docuseries, or they watched my videos. Now, if they watched my videos, why wouldn't they have ever reached out to me to ask for my opinion? Why wouldn't they have ever reached out to me to say, hey, we're making a documentary series about Free Bam. You, the leader of Free Bam, would you be willing to speak to us even off the record? I don't need to be in anybody's documentary, okay? So I don't need nobody to make a documentary featuring me. That's not what this is about. I can do that myself because I'm the founder and leader of the Free Bam movement. I have all the research from the first moment of the Free Bam movement. I have court documents Bam Margera doesn't have. He asked me to send them to him. You know what I mean? So if you wanted to make a docuseries about a movement, wouldn't you want to consult the person who started and is currently leading that movement? But here they are talking about they already secured interviews with Lima, the family, and Steve-O, who have all come out and defamed me. So anyway, I kind of was just like up in arms yesterday about the whole thing. It's really aggravated me. This whole fiasco prompted me to really feel like I need to get other people with some damn sense looking at this story. So I have spent several hours all throughout this weekend writing this letter and sending it to every news outlet I can think of and every single YouTube channel and podcast with a publicly available email address. And that is why I'm here today. A lot of y'all have been asking, especially newer subscribers and newer followers of the channel, a lot of y'all have been asking, okay, I see something is up. I see something is wrong. What do I do? And I've said, one thing you could do is file reports. You could file complaints. You could make public records requests. But there is something else that y'all can do. And in the past, I haven't asked y'all to do this because it really requires distilling and getting the story together in such a short, concise way. And I've just not been able to do that. I've just been limited. I've just not been able to do that. But yesterday I spent a few hours, today I spent a few hours, and I think I got a little bit of a template laid out here. Maybe I'll even make this available on Google Drive or something. We'll see. But I want to read the letter to y'all that I have sent to all of these different people. And I want y'all, and I'm asking y'all for your help, not only please donate to the legal fund, but in addition to that, I am asking you to please start bringing this story to your favorite content creators' attention. And I do not care what religion they practice, what color they are, what country they live in, what their political leanings are. Because to me, this is not about me. It is about the truth. It is about the truth. And I am confident, I know that when people with any sense at all put their eyes on this story, they will come to the obvious conclusion. And that is something is going on and it needs to be investigated somehow. I know that. So the channels, the networks, all of that I've sent stuff to, I sent it to some outlets that I call fake news. Anybody who you think will be interested in this story to share the story. I'm not talking about me. I'm not talking about, oh, make a drama channel video about BJ. No, it don't matter. That's the whole point I'm talking about here. This has turned into a me versus everyone, everybody in the family, all the no. It's the truth versus lies. It doesn't need to just be me spearheading this. Everyone needs to make videos. Everyone needs to make posts. Everyone needs to make public records requests, because not only do we have one unexplained death that has happened in Lima's care, we also now have allegations of sex trafficking of people that Lima has purported to be in care of. And Bam Margera told me himself he was held against his will for months without access to a phone, computer, internet, any of it. If y'all missed that, you can go watch the interviews that I do have out with Bam Margera, but that's not the point of today's video. I'm gonna read this letter to y'all just to give y'all the gist of like how I worded it and what the high points I thought were. I'm not gonna put any receipts or clips here because within this letter, I do have links. So I'll try to make this available to y'all somehow. Maybe I'll put it in a PDF. So I sent this out, like I said, to probably, I don't know, somewhere between 25 and 50 different platforms, creators. And I'm asking y'all to please assist me in trying to get more eyes on this story. Any of your favorite people, if you think they would be interested in this and they would like to look into this story from any of the angles, please tag them in my videos, tag me on their posts, make shorts out of my videos, share the short, put my whole entire videos up on your channel. It's fine. It's not about me. It's not about clout. It's not about clicks, and it's not about money. It's about the truth for me. I promise it's about the truth. I do not care about anything else. I mean, I don't want to be homeless because that apparently gets you in a conservatorship. But anyway, okay, without further ado. So the title of the subject line I put was Story, Missing Twins, Bam Margera, Sex Trafficking, Transhumanism, and Virtual Reality. And then I'll put like dear whoever. I sent the same letter to everybody. I'm a lawyer and independent journalist with a few YouTube channels. I've been working on a story that is so bizarre and unbelievable that it's changed my perception of reality. It involves Bam Margera, identical twins who vanished, allegations of sex trafficking and mind control, virtual reality, transhumanism, cryonics, and at least one unexplained death. Every time I try to distill the story into a too long didn't read, I fail, but I could really use some help. So I'll try again here. Last year, I found out Bam Margera from MTV's Jackass was in a conservatorship under a woman named Lima Jevremovic. She is a leader of the California Transhumanist Party. I quickly found out that Lima has multiple aliases and connections to huge YouTube influencers, including Steve-O, Adam22, Soft White Underbelly, Dissocia Did, and 16 Leo. She is CEO of a digital health company using experimental virtual reality treatment on vulnerable populations, including veterans, homeless, sex workers on Skid Row, and the mentally ill. Her husband owns an investment fund managing over $150 million. Bam has come to my house in Princeton a few times to film a series of interviews. He told me that he was held in rehab against his will and denied medical treatment. Lima has identical twin sisters who were emerging Hollywood socialites and filmmakers with a successful YouTube channel of their own before mysteriously vanishing from the internet. One of the sisters has been reported missing several times after running away. Recently, I requested body camera footage of a December 2022 arrest wherein one of the twins accuses their mother of sex trafficking, stalking, harassment, and bizarre rituals involving stem cell harvesting, technological experiments, and mind control. The twins' allegations, that's Dahlia's allegations, were completely dismissed by the police officers, and she was taken away in handcuffs. I wouldn't believe almost any of this if I hadn't been following this story myself and seen the evidence in the public record. I would really appreciate it if you or your team could give this story a look and see what you think. I could really use some backup with getting the word out. Thanks so much for your time. And then I put BJ Corville JD, Penn Law L20. So that was the letter that I sent. I'm not saying y'all have to send letters or emails, but even just tagging or alerting people, don't spam people, don't aggravate people. You know what I mean? But just if you think the person would be interested in covering the story, let them know about it. If they're not interested in covering the story, that's fine. I get tips and leads and stuff all the time. I'm really not interested in covering. Sometimes I get them, I'm not interested in covering them. And then 6 months later, I'm all of a sudden real interested in covering it. So it's not even like oh, you better cover it. No, no. If this story does not resonate with you, speak to you, pique your interest, you should not cover it. And that's why I haven't reached out to any of my personal connections, because I don't want people to feel like obligated to talk about the story. I don't want people to feel like I'm calling in a favor, but I really, really would appreciate it if other creators, other commentary channels, other investigators, other lawyers, even body language, whoever wants to take a look into this story, please do. All of my videos are available. You should be able to find everything on my videos. If y'all could help me and assist me in pointing people into the right direction, that's what I'm really asking for. That would be a huge help. We need to take the attention off of it being like this one random lawyer on YouTube talking about conspiracy. That's not what's going on. But if they take me down, if they take me out, that's it. I'm asking for assistance. I'm asking for backup. I would really like y'all's help in putting this in front of more people, getting more people discussing it, and don't even tell them my perspective. Tell them to look into it themselves. Look into it themselves, request these records themselves, even if they're like investigation channels. That would be a huge help, and I would really appreciate any backup that I could possibly get. Now, I've had a couple people who have responded to the emails, 2 people so far. Thank you so much. 2 people I really respect, and I really like their work, but I don't care. It could be somebody I hate. I really don't care. As long as you think they're going to be interested in this, talking about the truth, any angle, perhaps even angles I haven't covered as much. You know what I mean? Like other people who have more experience, more knowledge, more education in other areas would be even better, even more helpful. As many eyes from we the people we can get on this, as many ears, as many words that we can get people to devote to this, I think it's the only possible way to actually move the needle here, actually get justice for Amanda Rabb, actually perhaps help Dahlia and Dia out of their situations, and actually get to the bottom of the situation through investigations. We, the people, need to demand our public servants and our institutions look into this, because I know there's stuff going on here. That's all I really have for today. Y'all have a great week, and I will see you again very, very soon. In the meantime, facts ain't defamation. Love you, mean it. Okay, bye.